Welcome to episode 27 of Should We Have Watched That?
I'm Soraya.
And I'm Amanda.
And we saw a Circus Sensation.
Yeah.
Very recently. Last night. This is presented by Zap Circus.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about it.
They're adorable. This is a husband and wife duo. And their chemistry was honestly really inspiring.
It was so sweet.
It was really wholesome. It was adorable. You could just see how much love they have for the arts.
And each other.
And each other. Love does exist.
This is a family-friendly circus show, which I think maybe Barbaroy that we went to is family-friendly.
Yes.
But the other circus ones we've been to haven't been. They've been a little bit more risque. Whereas this one, they premised the show being like, do you want nudity? And the whole crowd was like, yes. Yeah. It's like, do you want swearing? And the whole crowd was like, yeah. And they were like, great, you've come to the wrong show. Which was I think that was a great start to the show. They were full of banter and full of little quips for the audience, which I thought was really fun.
So we have Tarabelle and Rusty.
Rusty had purple hair.
He did. A purple mohawk, in fact.
Yeah.
It was very arcane, to be honest.
It was very arcane. It also made me think a little bit of, is it called Tiny Town? It was you might not have seen it. I think it was
Is that a game?
No, BBC. I might have the wrong name of it, to be honest. Lazy Town, actually. Lazy Town is what I'm thinking of. It was a BBC, I think BBC TV show. I could be wrong with the BBC. It was a kids TV show. Yeah. And there was like this one guy in it that always beat the bad guy, and Rusty reminded me of the guy that always beats the bad guy. The hero, as you would. Yeah. As you could say.
Yeah.
Anyway, tangent.
Overall, I thought this was a very different show to what we have seen in terms of circus, so I felt like comparing it to Nocturnal
or Bernie.
I felt like, I think this is going to sound really brutal. I thought it was a bit more basic, but again, I think this was catered towards children, so I think children would absolutely enjoy this show.
They would.
And it was very family friendly. Yeah. But that being said, I still really enjoyed my time that they had a banging soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
First of all. And also, Tarabelle and Rusty were great hosts.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed their presence. So, when I say basic, I think it was just because we've seen people with their specialised skills going on for that specialised moment /
just
set.
One moment.
Yeah.
Whereas they had to encompass every skill.
Yes.
And, perhaps... But I don't think basic is quite the right word. I wouldn't say it was as extravagant as the other circus shows we've seen. And that's... for a 2-person show, what they did accomplish...
It was incredible.
Yeah, they were... And as you said, because it's a family-friendly show, it fit that.
Yeah.
Kids would see this show and be like, oh my God, I want to be a circus performer.
Yeah.
Even Tarabelle, I was saying on the way home from this show that I didn't love her, how she, her kind of speaker voice. Yeah. Because it was very slow and concise and almost like teleprompter journalist. However, that would work really, really, really well with kids because it is clear, it is obvious what each phrase is going to. Does that make sense? Each phrase is related to, and kids would easily understand and be engaged with it.
Mm-hmm. And I was engaged the whole way through, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's just, I'm just comparing it to these other circus shows.
Yeah, which again were super extravagant and almost indulgent.
Yeah, perhaps. But that being said, okay, ticket prices are $20 to $25.
That's a bloody banging price.
That's very cheap for a circus show, I feel like, at least. And it's a 50-minute show. And this was at the Gold Digger at the Pleasure Garden. So I would say for that price, it is well worth it.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, look, that being said, I feel like that sounded really brutal with, the whole specialised and maybe not extravagant.
No, but,
But I'd say that it's still incredibly impressive to see that these two people have such a broad range of skills.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was still thoroughly impressed, and I still had a great time.
I feel like our crowd was really good too.
Yeah.
Do you know what? This was a sold out show too. There were no seats left. Our housemate wanted to come along. She couldn't.
Yeah, what a shame. Poor Rosie. But yeah.
It's also interactive. I would try to list off all the things they did, but I don't think I'd capture all of them. There was a moment, because it was interactive, I got picked, because we all sit in the front, because nobody ever chooses the front first. I don't know. Don't be scared. My goodness. But I was in a hula hoop challenge.
Competition.
Which I was telling Amanda, I was so worried that I would not be able to keep this hula hoop up for a second, because I haven't done it since I was a kid, so I was very excited that I did manage to keep it around my waist for as long as I did.
You kept it up the whole time, thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thanks so much. Just humble brag.
I think I lost my voice from that, cheering you on.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah. It's so funny as well. No, you continue, sorry.
No, that was it.
I was just going to say it was so funny as well, because Terrible asked Sass, how many Fringe shows have you seen?
Or is this your first?
Yeah, and Sass looked at me and she was like, what is it, 26? And then she was like, oh my god, you guys are literally single-handedly keeping Fringe alive. And then Sass conveniently didn't mention that we were reviewing.
Yeah.
And that's why we've seen so many shows.
Yeah, but although I know that there are people that do see a huge amount of Fringe shows. Like, I know that in Adelaide I had a couple of friends that would book off the month from work, and they would timetable, like we have been, to see as many shows as they could.
Oh, perhaps binge some Fringe?
You're so right. You're so right.
So let's talk about concept.
It's a family-friendly circus show. I think it was it's engaging and exciting, and the majority of people in that arena were adults.
Yes.
But all of them got involved in it, in the audience participation. And I think that was from the patience and caring nature that Tarabelle and Rusty went about engaging with the audience, which shows that they are great working with kids. Yeah,
they fostered a really great environment, I thought.
Yeah.
And in terms of concept, we had hula hoops, we had acrobatics, we had their sentimental moment at the end that they said was tradition, which was really nice to watch.
It was really nice.
Because they've been doing this for a decade now, which is really exciting, and go them. Just the two of them, the little cuties.
Yeah. Fire breathing.
Yeah, fire breathing. It was nice to get some knowledge on them as well. We got introduced to what's that thing called about in the movies?
Oh.
The Beckham.
I thought it started with a H.
Holden
Becker, I don't know. There is a particular bar that you can be tested against for any book or theatre show or film that is produced, and it is just to show whether or not essentially you're being sexist. It was developed in the 80s, and the only thing you have to do is have two women have a conversation for it's longer than 30 seconds, right? About anything that is not a man, and half of the films being produced currently do not have that, whereas this show does.
Yeah.
Because I was having a little chat with Tarabelle about it, and because we weren't talking about a man, it passed the test.
Great success. And also, we had also a roulette moment where they had a list of things that they were going to do in 5 minutes, which was quite impressive considering. So you called out a number out of 10. Was it 10?
Yes.
15?
So the audience called out a number, and because I was the winner of the hula hoop challenge, I had to listen to what number was called out loudest. And
Sass
honestly, that was tricky.
Yeah. Sass was able to choose 5 numbers, overhearing the audience call out numbers to her,
which corresponded to different props
or skills.
Yeah.
So we had a Rubik's Cube solving puzzle. We had a random
robot laser
beam thing.
That was a prop. That's what that was.
Contortioning. What else
they did something with chalk.
Yes.
Some kind of, like, it was a calisthenic kind of move.
Yeah. But essentially 5 skills of props in 5 minutes.
Yeah, which was impressive, and they had a song that was a countdown of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
To keep them in to keep them accountable.
Yeah.
Banging soundtrack we already talked about. Lighting was really cool. I really thought that was a lot of fun.
A lot of props as well. Confetti.
Yeah.
Inflatable balls. Which is why I feel like kids would absolutely love this.
Yeah. I think kids would want those lightsabers.
Yeah,
so bad.
Because maybe we want them a little bit.
Yeah.
Set. The tent was quite intimate.
Yeah.
I'd say very similar size to when we watched Pair.
Yeah.
But I did not realise going into this show that it was just a duo.
No.
So I think if now knowing what we do, I think it works.
It suits.
And it was nice because they were able to really foster a great relationship with the audience. Just the two of them.
Yeah.
In that space. But yeah, lighting was incredible. Sass already mentioned sound, music, absolutely banging.
Banging. We were dancing, we were jiving, which I think is why I got picked, because we were so engaged.
Yeah. It was so funny because Terrible kept winking at us even during her sets and stuff like that, which was so cute. It's like, yeah, girl, we got you.
Because we were hyping her. We were giving her whoops.
A favourite moment? Okay.
I think it's the fire. I loved that. Like, the final flame in particular, when Rusty, he was holding whatever the frick it is that makes the fire, holds onto the fire. When he goes to spurt it out, that was just really, really cool. I think and that's how they met too, so I think that's even sweeter. Like, they met at a fire breathing course. They were the only 2 people to pass the course. Yeah. I just think, that was my favourite.
Okay, so obviously I also love fire, but we have similar taste in circus things, guys. Turns out. Despite being very different. But I did not love this, which is the funny thing. Because it was so gory and gruesome in my eyes. The nail and the hammer in his nose.
Hang on, but why are you mentioning that during a favourite moment question?
Because I've never seen it before.
Right.
And it got a visceral reaction out of me where I was just like, I hate this so much. I actually physically cannot watch this.
Oh my gosh.
Stop pushing this nail up your nose, sir. You're screwing up your sinuses. As somebody who gets nosebleeds frequently.
However, directly after that trick, I leaned over to Amanda and I was like, I think this is slightly, which like, this is not, I'm not meaning to be rude or anything like that, but it's slightly less impressive, I think, now after COVID, considering we were all shoving stuff up our nose, having to do self-testing and things like that.
Yeah.
But still, Amanda was flinching.
For those of you who don't know, I hate horror and I absolutely cannot do gore. Like, gore...
It wasn't gory, there was no blood. That you know of.
It's the beginning of gore. It's giving Final Destination and I absolutely hated it. And yet I couldn't stop watching.
So that was your favourite moment? Is that what you're saying?
I think it weirdly had to be. It kind of feels like I Am Woman because I didn't, like... It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, it got a visceral reaction out of me that I was like, please, sir, stop it right now. Or else I will have to come up there and pull this out of you.
Yeah.
And I would have also absolutely hated being the audience member who was up there who would have had to pull it out of him.
Yeah.
But, ick. But impressive.
Yeah.
But, ick.
Big ick.
But I couldn't even applaud because I was just like, please stop. Like, you need to stop it right now. So I think that was probably it.
Yeah, that's fair. Listen, do you have 3 words for me?
Yeah, I certainly do.
Yeah, what are they?
I'd say wholesome.
Yeah, that's true. They were very wholesome.
I'd say family friendly.
Hey, that was mine.
You can use it too.
Thanks.
Because it's got a hyphen in there.
Yeah, it does.
And I'd say variety.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. What about you?
shockingly, family-friendly with a hyphen.
No.
Interactive, because of, like, they involved the audience quite a lot. And, like, for every piece, they always, made sure that we were active participants.
Mm-hmm.
And lucky last, Amanda has just gone away from the screen that I need to be able to see. Oh, no, it was Sweet. Sweet was my last one.
Yes.
Just because you could tell that they were husband and wife and that they were having a great time. Oh, and there was...
I liked that they introduced that as well.
Yeah,
I just think that it became so much more wholesome.
It did. There was a moment, actually, that I would like to add to my favourite moments when they were doing a calisthenic piece and Tarabelle was above Rusty and Rusty was slowly bringing her down, and it was just... I don't know if it happens every night, every time that they do this particular move, but he just kissed her belly button. It was so brief, it was so light, but it was so
delicate.
Darling. Yeah. And then, like, they had a little smile. It was so cute, guys. I cannot.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Well, should we have watched that, Sass?
Yeah, I don't think I'd watch it again.
Me neither, but I did enjoy it.
And I would recommend it to people that have
family.
Kids. Yeah.
That have family.
We have family.
We are family.
But yeah, anyone who has kids, it was a really great show, and I think kids will love it.
Yeah. Okay, so what are we watching next as our final
Fringe Binger show. This is Raining Men, Top Shelf. Now, this is a male... This is not a family-friendly aspect of... despite what we've been talking about. Mm-hmm. We'll get into it in the next episode.
We're going to a stripper show.
Oh my gosh, I was trying to be so delicate about it and you completely ruined that. So we'll talk about that in the next one.
Yeah, but thanks for joining us, guys.
I've been Soraya.
And I'm Amanda.
Bye.